Sagittarius 14, the pyramids and the Sphinx. Each and every one of us makes our mark on the world in one way or another. For some, it may be that they build the pyramids and the Sphinx, and they're recorded in history for 5,000 years and counting. For others, it may be that they're just an important, memorable influence in the life of a child, and that child goes on to become something or influence somebody else, and there's a knock-on effect. So each of us has an impact, one way or another, in our own sphere, to our own measure of influence. And this is deeply written within us, that we want to make our mark. And there's a part of this explanation can be found in the confusion which arises early in life about who we are, what we are, the very essence of our identity and our purpose in life are not made known to us early on, mostly because of really bad parenting. Bad parenting is one of the worst problems of the species. We just don't do it right, and the parents impact upon the child in a negative way because they haven't cleared their own emotional neediness, and projection of self onto children is an invasive force that the child cannot resist. They're looking for answers, not trying to defeat attackers, and the parents dumping their emotional process on their children through misunderstandings, refusal to listen, anger, bullying, instructions that are inappropriate. All of this is a terrible force that the child cannot resist. So the child wants to reclaim itself. Each of us has gone through this. And we do this by trying to make an enduring impact upon the world. It has to be enduring. Otherwise, it's just a casual feeling or a thought. It flits away, it's gone. But to make something physical, it endures. It has a dimension of time attached to it. And those things which endure a very long time, such as the Sphinx, give testimony to the urge at that time by that artist and various technicians and builders and so on, under the instructions of a great leader. It brings testimony to the impact that that leader has upon reality. Now, we may not be able or willing to try to build pyramids, but what we can do is to write our song, tell our story, do something which is given physical form that outlives us, so that when we're gone, the message that we brought to the world, our teaching about how we interpret reality, is not entirely lost, and it has the capability of influencing someone else, either to agree with us or to disagree with us, but it has influence, and that's the main thing here. We all want to matter, and that means make material that which is in our feelings and thoughts. The way we do this is to concentrate. If we actually hold our attention clearly focused on our required visionary output indefinitely, then there will be an impact. It's certain. There will be an impact. It will be a little bit different. It might be a lot different from what you intended. We're shaped. As we shape things, we are shaped. And yet it will be impactful, and it will be a measure of who you are and what you hold to be of visionary importance, because you've stayed with it for a very long time. In fact, when you get to a certain age and you look back at all of the choices, decisions that you've made, that you didn't do this, you did do that, you paid a lot of money for this possibility, and you trained and spent a lot of time and effort doing that. If you look at all of that, sooner or later you come to the understanding of who you are, because only you did that. That's how you said who you are, by doing what you did in a way that endures through time. And we learn by doing this that concentration is the guiding force that moves us into reality, into engagement with other people, particularly, because nothing that we can do, nothing, is done alone. We cannot do anything alone. We must collaborate with others. And we win that collaboration by our grace in some way. It is that soft quality of grace and beauty that attracts people to help us out. It does seem like money is what does it. And in the short-term view, perhaps that's got some truth to it. But the bigger questions, the things that really last and pass the test of time, that requires synergy, a harmony that develops when two people are in rapport with the same visionary intention. Then this extra life force arises and brings about results that otherwise could not be achieved. Something about the human species wants there to be a pyramid, wants there to be a Sphinx, big and strong and mysterious. Now, this question of mystery arises in this regard, and Rudyard focuses more on that. The things that really last throughout a long time and get repeated and interpreted and reworked and made into beautiful art forms, and these things, they tend to be mysterious. They tend to be explanations of the mysteries of life, because we hold those mysteries to be very dear indeed. They endure, actually. The answers to the questions and the questions themselves endure. And they're recorded in physical form, in symbols and in music and in artworks and in stone circles. The mysteries are enduring. And this is how they're kept alive, by taking on the form of physical things. So, if you're familiar with runestones, the Viking way of communicating, it was their language system. These are very mysterious now, and we want to keep them alive now, and we read into their simple meanings something mysterious and hidden away, which inspires us to know more of the meaning of life. And the I Ching, it's the same thing. Even though you may not understand it, you get the sense that this is profound and meaningful. And the yin-yang symbol and all the horoscope glyphs that tell you the zodiac signs and the planets, there's something about them that tweaks our curiosity, those of us that are more esoterically inclined. And we look into it. Why is the symbol for Pluto a cross under a half circle which contains a circle? Is that meaningful or is it not? Why is the alchemist concerned with turning lead into gold? There's no hint whatever that they were greedy people that wanted to spend that gold on things. Not at all. They wanted to bring their knowledge of the mysteries right down to earth, into that which is the best of the earth plane, gold in its own way. And they wanted to turn heavy lead, which is heavy, into something light, like gold. And this metaphor can be interpreted as related to personality. As we make our message known to the world by building enduring things in the physical realm, we learn how to shape our vision so that it can survive the robust tests of physicality. And that sharpens the mind. It has a real effect on how clearly we think, because we have to overcome problems. And it is not that we produce a pyramid that matters. It is that we have overcome the problems associated with building something that impressive physically. And when we're using the mysteries of the occult, it's not really very important that the signs are kept alive as such, but then the knowledge is that subtle atmosphere of realization. We need to keep that alive. So the Sphinx is no greater achievement than the one who made the Sphinx in achieving the mindset that enabled him or her to create the Sphinx. And we take that into our lives. Whatever we do is simply a testimonial to who we are.